material? What's the potential? I think about as a professor of providing a safe space for my students. And as a student, I want to feel safe in my classroom. I want to know that what I contribute is meaningful, is purposeful, that there are some boundaries that tell me I need to be civil and respectful. Do I do that as a professor? Do I provide the boundaries that my students need and want, even though they may resist? Something for me to think about. Oh my God, this year I'm turning 50. Oh. But one thing I've noticed is that as I'm getting older, my focus sometimes is reflecting back. And I have to remember that I bring my past with me. So students bring their experiences with them too. Some of those experiences are like mountains that they've had to climb. And so there's this balance of holding the tension of the opposites, of looking forward and moving forward, but knowing and keeping an eye on how the past informs how we move forward. Are those challenges helping me? Are they helping the students? Challenges. There are so many in teaching and in being a student. Can I be comfortable as a faculty that my students may not share my perspective? That in fact, because what they bring with them, and because I might be presenting new information, it might seem distorted. I might be shaking up their ground a little bit. And certainly when I'm new in the classroom as a student and I'm learning brand new material and people are adding their perspectives, sometimes I don't see the same way. Sometimes it really is distorted. Can I be comfortable in that distortion for a while until things become a little more clear? Another challenge that I personally love to take, and that I hope I take my students on, is to go deeper, is to reflect deeper, is to take the material and ask more of the material. Take me further. Ask more, what is my relationship to this material? Explore, discover, adventure. And I want to know that I can do that with my students. But I also have to feel as a student that the professor is capable of taking me to deeper places. That the surface is only the surface. And to get deeper, you look at water, those alchemists again. Look at water. The deeper you go, the calmer it is, the more still. Can I instill in my students a deep curiosity for exploration? Okay, worst fear of a professor. Students are bored. They're not challenged. Or I may say some offhanded remark that shatters their reality. Or even worse, certainly I experienced this in teaching about racism and white privilege. I shattered some lives. What they thought they once held as true shatters their world, and they see the world in mixed up pieces. It's hard, it's challenging, and to be patient with our students and with myself when they don't get it right away. To trust that slowly those pieces might come together. And to trust that I don't shatter anyone's dreams. Requires time, patience, deep reflection. And it's demanding, oh my God, it's demanding. It's stressful. And I think one of the things that I'm learning, at least, is to know when I'm burnt out, when I need a break. I get pulled in many directions on campus and in my studies, and I have to know that I need to rest. Otherwise, it's not worth it. I can't continue. But, oh my God, those moments when you reach a student, those moments when the world opens up and they see the potential and the world has become bigger and they catch a glimpse at their own potentiality. Those are priceless. They're wordless. You can't put words to them. And they see that their life has so much more potential, that the possibilities are endless. It's all worth it. It's all worth that moment. So mirrors, back to mirrors. I have to remember that the alchemists and those Greek philosophers knew about mirrors, the properties of mirrors, and that I reflect and I project what's going on inside and outside. It's a lot to keep in mind, for me anyway, as both professor and student. I suppose one way to think about it, when in doubt, is to reflect. So if I were to ask my colleagues, as professors, as mothers, as fathers, as students, what do you see when you look in your mirror? I think our conversation can be fascinating. What do my students see when they look in their mirror? Now I know we all have our stories to tell. And our next story, by Etta, I'm really looking forward to hearing. And the last thing I think I want to make sure I say when I go out and talk to my colleagues, talk with them, is to thank that committee, because once, only once in my 15 years of being here has somebody asked me to deeply reflect about my profession. Thank you.